Zach, can you hear me? I sent you the updated reports. They're in your email, just FYI.
We'll call the meeting to order. 6 p.m. We'll do citizens forum. No. Okay. Finance review workshop. Todd, you'd be up. Can you hear me?
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I will.
We can hear you. You're up. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Should I share my screen? Is it being projected?
Yes,
Okay. Okay, I'm going to start with the current year revised budget. So this is board action item tonight for approval. So during our review at the Finance Committee meeting, we found a few items that we adjusted, and unassigned fund balance is now growing. It improved. It got a little better. So unassigned projected to grow 319,306, ending at a fund balance of 629,567. So a little bit more than double where we started the school year, and ending at a fund balance percentage of 8.78%. We have some restricted fund balances here. Operating capital significant at 330,228. Basic skills, something changed there where we do now want to have a fund balance in basic skills. All right, the sign just keeps getting better. We're now at 9.34%. Staff development, we'll have a low fund balance there, similar where we started the year, 28,605. And then we have some fund balances here in safe schools, which is a good thing to have. Safe schools can be used for like security cameras, locks on doors, and actually even student support staff like counselors, social workers. We have a little bit of read-app literacy aid left, 11,838. We have a restricted fund balance here, 55,398. LTFM of 285,209. And that's after shifting some of our lead there to unassigned. So overall, our positive variance is 421,229, ending at 1.747 million overall general fund balance. Food service, slight deficit of 4536, still a very healthy fund balance at 162,722. Community education, overall positive at 72,241, with a slight decline of 3,952. School readiness is the one that's in the hole. We're projecting to finish in the black this year and decrease that negative fund balance. So positive overall, we're in the black, but that is a pretty big hole to dig out of there for school readiness. And then debt service, positive variance of 51,958, ending at a fund balance of 326,509. Any questions on the overall revised budget?
I seem to remember talking about the school readiness numbers or budget back at it was a while ago, and anybody refreshed my memory, but we knew there was going to be somewhat of a deficit, but I don't know if we knew we didn't think there was going to be that much of one. So what do we do with that?
So I caught pieces of that. We started the year at negative 128. Is that the number that surprised you? That we had that big a deficit?
Well, that and the fact that you said that it's hard to dig out of that hole, but it seems to me, I thought we knew about the school readiness, we knew there could be somewhat of a deficit, but I guess I'm a little surprised there's that much. I thought we had a path forward where we could afford it.
Well, we turned it around this year to where it looks like we're going to start eating into that. We can do transfers from the general fund to zero that out. There's no statutory requirement saying we have to. We just slowly chip away at that. We can also look at coding in community ed, make sure, staff are being coded appropriately between community ed, ECFE, and school readiness. But
I'm just going off memory here. Does anybody else remember something about this? Was a months ago, so yeah, I'm just like you say, going off memory.
Yeah, that was mostly with
Yeah.
Sam and
It was Sam.
Jeff.
Yep, and we had a discussion about it, and it seems so.
Trying to remember.
Yep.
I thought that the school readiness would come closer to
Paying for itself,
Breaking
or
even.
some breaking even. Yeah, there was something about.
Based on the kids in there and their ability to,
Get
or
the
their,
VPK,
Yes.
because we're over the
whether or not
VPK
they
amount.
meet the,
Yep. Yep.
maybe Scott can have some insight here.
or Sam.
Well, yeah, because from the previous year, there was that deficit. As we look at this year, as Todd went over, we're over $4,000 in the black this year, right? So that helps offset the negative balance that's been carried from the past. So we're, in terms of what we're doing this year and moving forward, we're really keeping an eye on to ensure that we're maintaining
Okay.
a positive end of year balance out of that to continue, as Todd said, to bring down that deficit that had been carried over from the past. And if we want to, we can utilize '01 funds to help that as well.
Okay.
So, but we're going to be looking at that much more closely as we go into our finalizing our budgeting for next year and in the next 5-year cycle.
Okay, I think maybe what it was is, at least I didn't realize or recognize that we had that much of an existing
Yeah.
deficit. I think
I was
that's more
under
the issue.
impression that the 120 grand to operate the program total, I remember that, and I remember being concerned about, based on the kids, the number of kids and where the funding would come from based on the eligibility for some of those kids, we could potentially look at being 120 grand in a hole, but I don't remember
We didn't
starting
go,
out
but
there.
there was like different options, and that's not the option we chose.
Well,
For-
I
for
thought
like-
I thought we chose the balanced. Yeah, now that you guys are talking about it, I thought we chose the balanced option, but
We still
It-
entered the year.
it may have
negative.
been that we already had this deficit and we didn't realize we had this
I
deficit,
think that's what we're running
and
into.
I think that's what it is. So
I don't recall ever being informed.
that we
And I
were,
could be, I'm
yeah.
not saying somebody misguided me, but I don't recall ever being informed we had a deficit to that grade
Yep.
in there to begin with, and we're only talking about the potential future with it.
Yep. So
So,
Todd, I
but
guess the
just
big
some-
question is, so how long has this deficit been on the books? For a while? Like it's not new, or like within the last year or two?
I can look back here.
Because yeah, now that you guys are talking about it, I remember us going through the options, and I remember us setting the price for non-subsidized kids or whatever at a point where it would not be a negative effect on the district.
And that's the same program we're looking at.
That's my understanding.
Correct.
Again,
School
I'm,
readiness,
So
yes.
something, yeah.
yep, so I'm going off sheer memory here, which can be very bad right now.
I'm gonna leave that quote out of paper.
Yeah, don't put that.
So 23, 23-24, we were negative 137,870. And it went down to 128,403 at the end of 25. So I could just jump to like 2020 and see where we're at then.
I will point out to the press that once kind of everyone else had the same memory, so
Yeah.
it's not 100%, but.
All right. Dealing with the same issues here.
So, all right, thanks, Todd. That was the,
Well, that's only 14,
Yeah.
so
Well-
that's quite a bit.
Where's that number from?
2020,
1920.
That's from 2020. That's kind of when it, I guess, kind of started.
well, either way, there was no, it's been like this, I guess is the thing. Like, it was before we even came up with the whole balance plan or anything. That would have the deficit would have
My
predated.
understanding is we were talking about that.
Yep.
To prevent a number like that.
Exactly, but it
So-
must have already been there.
That would have been so.
Okay, are we good to move on?
Yeah, I think physically we're I think
Yes.
we're gonna move on.
Yeah. Go ahead. Thank you for answering. Yeah, we just didn't realize. I thought that was a new debt, and I was like, what? So, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Okay, then debt service, surplus of 51,958. Ending at a fund balance of 326,509. And again, debt service can only be used to pay principal and interest on our outstanding debt. So if this balance gets too large, the state takes it back as a kind of a credit to the taxpayers on our levy. So overall, revenues exceed expenditures by 464,699. Total combined fund balance is 2,308,807. Any questions on the revised budget?
Todd, can you please just affirm again then where we're projected to be with our unassigned fund balance at the end of the year?
Unassigned fund balance at the end of the year, projected to be at 669,567. That's an increase of 359,306. And we have a fund balance of 9.34%.
And for us that aren't great at math in our heads, 9.34% projected by June 30th. Where were we looking last year? Where were we at last year?
The last year we're at 4.55% last year at the end of the year. So we're doubling our fund balance this year.
I have no question.
And that's based on projection of 432 ADMs. No, that's not memory. It might be 437.
436.
436 is what we used for our enrollment end of year ADMs. So that's an average of the whole year. That factors in our voluntary pre-K and our early childhood kids. So,
All right. I don't think we have any other questions. Thank you.
yep.
Thank you, Todd.
Thanks.
Did you want me to speak quick to the budget update?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the budget update as of March 31, revenues were at 61.5% of this revised budget. State aid is tracking in between the last 2 years. Also, in terms of total dollars collected, we're at 3.586 million. Last year, we were at 3,708,000. So tracking behind a little bit. Federal grants are up about 40,000 in terms of collections today. Property taxes are right in line with last year. Local revenues are down compared to last year. Our budget's still thinking we're going to come in close to last year. Overall, we're at 61.5% again, our lagging behind a little bit. On the expenditure side, our revised budget, we were able to lower the budget about, what is that, about 118,000 or so. And we're at 63.8% of the revised budget. Last year, we were at 63.5% of final, year before at 64. And we're projected to be right in that area there. Benefits, $1,232,000 at 59% of budget. Last year we were at 56% of final, but we did have a big VIBA contribution towards retirees at the very end of the year, which actually is why we were able to back this down a little bit, just a little bit ago. And purchase services, we're at 80% of budget, right in line with the last 2 years. Supply spending is down compared to the prior 2 years as a percent of budget. And equipment, we have a couple big things with the tractor and the curtains still to purchase. Otherwise, all is looking good there. So overall, we're at 63% of budget. Last year at this time, we were at 63.9% of final. So all is looking good there to come in on budget. Other funds real quick. Food service had $229,380 within hundreds of dollars of where we were last year, $229,473. Revenue was pretty good, $69,553. Last year we were at $66,133. And debt service fund up about $11,000 on the revenue side. Expenditures, food service moved up a little bit, about $32,000 over last year, down $4,000 compared to 2 years ago. And community education spending is up $60,000 compared to last year, and also down 21 compared to 2 years ago. And debt service right in line with last year, up $3,000. Overall, our year-to-date deficit is $1,039,118, and that's primarily due to state aid holdback and things like that. Any questions on the budget update?
Doesn't look like it, thank you.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Todd.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You as well.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We can, yeah. Everybody move, musical chairs.
Kayla, did you hit the power button
Yes.
twice?
Yep.
All right, continuing on, any board committees meet?
Don't know if we want to. Yeah, facilities met. More than once or
Twice.
twice? Yeah.
2 times.
And the main one was discussing the windows and stuff and other issues. And that's when we came up with the recommendation to go with the modern line triple pane. Yeah.
And the Forest Committee met too. I was not there, but 6th grade went out and planted trees last Friday. The field trip for Big Bog is on deck, going to the state park there on May 12th and 13th for the younger grades. So that'll be a good day for them. Moving on to Superintendent Scott Fitzsimmons, please.
Good evening. So students, since last month, we actually, I forget what the exact transfer was. I think we had 3 that moved out, but we had 2 that came back in. So we're at 421 actually as of today, plus our 16 pre-K. Last month we were at 422 plus our 16 pre-K. Our construction renovation, so the contracts just actually were emailed today. So Kraus Anderson's completed those contracts with the individual bid winners. Those have come back, so I'm reviewing them. There's a couple pieces I'm having our attorney just take a quick peek at, and then those will be signed, and we're moving on into the next step of that process where things need to be measured again, double checked, where we get a chance to pick out colors. That'll be coming up over the next couple weeks or so. Superintendent evaluation. So the packet I just handed out to you includes from last fall what we had agreed on in terms of goals and the standards associated with those 3 goals for me. And in the packet, you'll see that's the first piece. That also includes the elements for each goal with a rubric. So it gives you a chance to be looking at this. The goal is in June to actually conduct the superintendent evaluation with the board. The second document in there is just the copy of the document. So the first one would be individually, what individual members can use for their notes and everything. The second document is just that place where the board can use that to actually tabulate, if you will, and make that evaluation as a board for each one of those items. And then that last item before the contract for your reference is the actual summary of conclusions, and the summary of conclusions is what would be brought to the board meeting then in June and presented at the board meeting. So if you have any questions about that, please feel free to ask. What I will be doing here over the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'm going to gather evidence of different things as well and do a self-evaluation to give that to the board as you're having the opportunity to take a look at things and review. And again, any questions that you have for me, let me know along the way. Are there any questions right now?
Regarding this? Not
Yes.
for me.
Not for me at this point.
Okay. And then finally, I'm going to be working with our principal, Mary Merchant, to see if we can put together just a brief end of the year survey that we can get out to our families, just to give us a little bit of feedback and help us as we're preparing and moving on towards next year.
Great. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
So Principal Mary Merchant.
Good evening. Mine looks kind of long there, lots of bulleted things, but that's because we have so many great things going on. MCA testing in progress, and Tracy will be hopefully wrapping up this week with the kids who missed testing, and she needs to fit those in who are absent. Kindergarten roundup, we had 17 families here in attendance, and I did activities with the kids while the teachers met with the parents. And of those 17 families that were here, 5 of those are not in pre-K right now. And then we took down names and phone numbers because not everybody handed in the registration that night. So Becky's going to follow up with phone calls. Yes.
Sorry, how many, so 5 of those 17 are not in pre-K?
Correct.
And how many do we have currently enrolled in pre-K?
16.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and then there could be some, like, even though there's those 5, there's others on the census that we mailed information and enrollment out. So Becky will be following up with all those families just to say, sorry you weren't here, we missed you, do you want us to send enrollment, do you need help with anything, so that we can make sure we touch base with everybody. Any other questions about that? Okay. Prom was last Saturday. We are finding more and more each year our students really don't care much about the dance. There were only 4 students that stayed for the dance. And that's okay. It's just the way interests are changing. Grand March is the big deal, and everybody loves that, so we may do some adjusting with maybe extending Grand March or adding something to that component to it, because honestly, I think part of it is when Grand March is done and post-prom is starting, they want to go home and change their clothes and get to post-prom. So they're still involved in everything, it's just interest changing. I have a Northern Division Principals meeting this Wednesday. North Star Electric is going to do a safety demonstration with our students, so they will come here on April 30th, and we're going to split the grades up, and they're going to do it with grades K through 3. And then band concert and choir concert coming up, so we hope everybody can come out and see those performances. And then MHS induction and scholarships are on May 13th. And then I only have a few of the elementary field trips on there because honestly, we have a whole calendar with everything so that we can keep track of it. But lots of good things going on there. And then the senior trip to the cities is May 15th and 16th. And then we've changed the athletic and academic awards. That's going to be on May 13th at 8:30 in the morning. Some changes going on because of the wall coming down in the gym and the curtain going up. And then graduation practice, we're shifting that to the end of the day on the 13th. And then my big question for board members are, who can I put down to hand out diplomas?
I'll be there.
Okay, thank you, Craig.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to be there for this one.
Okay, we will miss you.
First time in a while. So.
And if anybody else later thinks you can make it, just please let me know, and we'll want to make sure we get you in the program, and I have a chair for you.
That's the 20th?
22nd, 6 o'clock.
Actually, I think this is going to be the first one I've missed. So, yeah.
I think you'll be there. You don't want to miss it.
And then last day of school, elementary will have their assembly in the auditorium, and high school will have theirs in the main gym to wrap things up with the students. Any questions?
Just as far as the board members who are going to be helping hand out diplomas, do you want us there on May 13th as well for the practice, or is that strictly for the students?
Just the students. I mean, I will have chairs for you, and you'll know right when to come up when I announce you to come up, so.
I remember it from last year, boys.
It's pretty easy.
But it's been a year.
I will give you a refresher that night. Just come about 10 minutes early and we'll be good.
Well, last thing I'd want is for me not to show up and you're like, well, where's Craig?
Practice.
I'll get you, no, for practice you don't need to be there.
As long as the projector works and the stair and the stage stays standing.
Yes,
good.
the custodians will be locking that in place. We learned our lesson with that one.
Don't jinx us, boy.
Any other questions?
I see now why he's not going. You might know something I don't.
Well, it's happened before. That's the only reason why I bring it up.
Okay, any other questions?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. And we have David Peterson here, the school coordinator.
All right, good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to provide an update on the pool program and the progress that we've been making since I stepped into this role in September. When I started, I identified 3 primary goals I had hoped to achieve, and the first 2 kind of were like a 1A, a 1B. First, I wanted to create renewed energy visibility around the pool to make it feel active, welcoming, engaging. My goal was for the pool to be more than a facility people use occasionally, but a place the community actively chooses to visit. That means maintaining consistent scheduling, improving communication, and promoting open swim and program opportunities so families and community members clearly understood what's available to them. One of the surprising things that I've learned since this role is how many users we get from across the border up in Canada. We enjoy having them come swim with us. Second, or 1B, I wanted to assess our staffing needs and strengthen our lifeguarding team, including recruiting adult lifeguards. This goal was intentionally tied to the first by increasing participation in pool traffic could demonstrate that the real demand and meaningful staffing needs. Increased usage helps attract candidates who are looking for consistent hours and a strong team environment. Recently, just yesterday, we finished up with a lifeguard training course here at our school. We had 3 students and 3 adults complete the course, and we'll begin on onboarding them here in the coming weeks. In addition, I reached out to neighboring communities, Roseau, Warroad, International Falls, and invited candidates from their schools and their pools to come take the lifeguard class with us as well. We had one come from Warroad, so one of the 3 adults that passed were from Warroad. So here at our pool, we'll have 5 new lifeguards coming on in the next couple weeks, couple months. Let's see, hosting a lifeguard training course can be costly if minimum enrollment numbers are not met. By collaborating regionally, communities can rotate hosting responsibilities while still providing consistent training opportunities for prospective lifeguards. This approach helps control costs, strengthens regional partnerships, and ensures that individuals across our area have access to certification opportunities. Otherwise, you're going down to the cities, maybe Duluth if you're lucky, maybe Fargo if you can find a lifeguard certification class. And then my third goal was I wanted to identify underserved or underrepresented demographics in our community and intentionally develop programming to welcome them to the facility. In January, we introduced senior-specific swim times Monday and Wednesday afternoons for senior citizens. This created a quiet, comfortable, low-pressure environment and expanded access to a group that previously had limited targeted programming. The response has been encouraging, and senior programming has brought individuals to the pool that had not previously used the facility. Usage has increased each month since senior swim has been active. We are already seeing measurable results from these efforts. Open swim participation has increased overall, with both December and January setting all-time monthly attendance records for our open swim. So in the history of the pool, December and January, we had the most open swim ever. That growth reflects the impact of consistent scheduling, improved outreach, and targeted programming. So to put that into a little bit of context, our December open swim numbers throughout the whole month had 479 attendees. We had to go back to 2009 to get the next highest December, which was 442. And then in January, we followed that up with a 658 user month. I think overall, since I started, usage is up 10% over prior year. That's a little bit skewed because the first couple months of my tenure here, numbers were down a little bit, but then once December came, they've started coming back up. Our morning adult lap swim, which begins at 5 a.m., averaged 6 to 10 participants per session 3 times a week. Water aerobics remains strong, averaging 14 to 15 participants twice a week. And there's oftentimes we got 17, 18, 19 people in the water for water aerobics. Super encouraging and exciting. I want to thank and recognize Lisa Beckstrand for her many years of dedication to the pool. Her meticulous record keeping allows us to confidently report these attendance records. She's also been a valuable resource to me as I've navigated historical questions, past practices, and the likes, and I thank her for that. Another important focus of mine has been strengthening community partnerships. Last fall, we hosted the Baudette Fire Department's Junior Firefighter Program for a cold water rescue training session that allowed them to practice in a controlled environment while reinforcing the pool's role as a community training asset, not just a recreational space. Additionally, our pool staff has begun developing closer working relationships with local EMS personnel. During our January in-service training, we invited Lake of the Woods ambulance crew to come in and observe and collaborate as our lifeguards practice backboarding scenarios involving suspected cardiac or pulmonary arrests head, neck, and spine injuries. Joint training like this helps align response expectations and build strong working relationships with emergency responders. As participation increases, safety and preparedness remain central priorities. Growth is only positive if supervision, response readiness, and staff training grow alongside it. And that continues to be a consistent emphasis of mine. The pool also plays a significant role in directly supporting our students. We welcome approximately 200 200 students in the elementary physical ed classes between grades 5, K through 5 on Friday, every Friday. High school Phy Ed classes in grades 6 through 9 participate in a week-long swim unit, representing an additional 100 to 150 students using the facility during the school day. We also collaborate with the special education team by incorporating swimming into students' IEPs. This year, 6 individual special ed students have participated in swim programming, and most of those students come 4 days a week. We've got a couple that come as like a reward, some that come once a week, but most of them come 4 days a week plus their Phy Ed swim day. In addition, we recently launched the Bears Swim Club with 10 students in grades 3 through 5. This season concluded with an in-house swim meet, which is a great opportunity to celebrate their progress. We're actively looking at ways we can improve the program in the future, including assessing the best time of the year to run it would be. And I want to thank Amy Keeman for helping coach her swim. She has a swimming background, competitive swimming background, and she brought a lot more to the table than I could have. Looking ahead, my focus has already shifted towards summer swim lessons. We have numerous students already signed up for group swim lessons. Meanwhile, we're continuing to build momentum through targeted programming, outreach, staff recruitment, and strengthen community partnership. The goal is to support increased usage responsibly and safely, while continuing to grow the pool's impact with the district and the broader community. I appreciate the board's continued support of the pool and its programs. The facility is an increasingly active and connected community resource, and I'm proud of the progress being made. Thank you. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
I don't have a question, I have more of a statement. Been hearing a lot about the pool, not only in the community, but with the kids and just different things like that. And fantastic job.
Thank you.
Very good.
It's kind of fun when I'm walking through the hallway, especially with the elementary kids. When I see them walking in the hallway, they're all waving at me, saying hi, and giving them high fives. So,
yeah. No, so good job.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Any other questions?
No questions. I just thank you for coming in too and sharing.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep, that's great.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, 6:38. What's that?
Just a little point of information about your swimming pool. The people that really push to get that are leaving the area. Pat and Julie Newmiller
Okay.
got the place for sale and
All right, we'll adjourn. It is 6:38, and we'll be back at 6:45. meeting to order.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, for the agenda, we are adding a few items. It's 7M, and I think you have something on your paperwork for that. I need a motion and a second to approve the April 27, 2026 meeting agenda.
I'll make the motion.
Kay Johnson,
Second.
by B. Johnson. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Any board presenters, written communication, old business? Okay, on to new business. I need a motion and a second to approve the March 23rd, 2026 regular board meeting minutes, the April 8th, 2026 special board meeting minutes, and the April 23rd, 2026 special board meeting minutes.
I'll make the motion for all those minutes.
B. Johnson,
I'll second.
Sonstegard. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Need a motion and a second to approve the invoices, financial statements, bank reconciliation, wire transfers, and purchase card statements.
I'll make the motion.
Kay Johnson,
I'll second.
second by Sonstegard. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Motion and a second to approve the resignation of Nyla O'Connell, high school special ed teacher.
I'll approve, or I'll make a motion, sorry.
Sonstegard,
Second.
second by B. Johnson. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Motion, I need a motion and a second to approve the revised year 26 budget.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by
I'll
Kay
second.
Johnson, second by Sonstegard. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. A motion and a second to approve resolution 2025-2026-18, accepting a donation of $307.50 from Wabonica Lutheran Church for the backpack program.
Make the motion.
Motion by B. Johnson,
I'll Go ahead.
I'll second it.
second by Severs. Any discussion? Thank you, Wabonica.
Yes, thank you.
Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. I need a motion and a second to approve the call for milk bids for the 2026-2027 school year.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Kay Johnson,
I'll second.
second by Sonstegard. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Okay. Need a motion and a second to approve renewing the health insurance with Medica through the Northwest Service Cooperative.
Make the motion.
Motion by B. Johnson, second by Hack. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Motion and a second to approve the review and the first reading of policies as listed.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Kay Johnson,
I'll second.
second by Sonstegard. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Need a motion and a second to approve the $25,000 threshold for micro purchases in accordance with Minnesota statute 471.345 sub 5.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Kay Johnson,
Second.
second by B. Johnson. Any discussion?
You just expand on that,
Yes, with the updates, statute updates regarding procurements, the threshold is $10,000, but school districts can keep it at $25,000 with an annual approval by the school board. So by doing this, this keeps those micro purchase levels at $25,000. And that means that we can do that purchasing through our approved purchasers that are identified on the state list with our service cooperatives.
What was we discussed this in committee?
In the facilities.
In the
or,
policy.
I'm sorry, in the policy committee, yes.
Okay, I can talk to you a little bit more about that, Craig. So it was myself and Nate and Scott, and briefly what it does, and I think it said it in there, but so the state of Minnesota, anything over $10,000 you have to get 3 quotes for, but there's a mechanism by which you can bump that up to $25,000, and that really is in our best interest to bump it up to $25,000, because like for instance the motor controllers, say, or something else, if there was a failure and it was $12,000, well then we'd have to get 3 quotes. So by going to $25,000, we could single source it, perfectly legal. It's just we have to fill out the paperwork. So does that make sense to everybody? And that's why we recommended going to $25,000.
it makes sense. And if something was coming in, if we were looking to purchase something at 15,000, we could still choose to go out to bids.
Oh yeah.
I mean, right? So,
Yeah, you could do it.
I mean, I think that.
Yeah. Well,
That's
there's a distinction. You want for below $175 or $170,000. Above $175,000, then you go out for bids. For below that amount, but over by
Quotes.
statute 10,000, by what we're proposing 25,000, you go for quotes, which are 2 different animals.
Yep.
So just to clarify the details, sorry.
No, that makes
Yep.
good. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Motion and a second to approve the summer 2026 adult meal prices per MDE's recommendation. I'll make the motion. Hack,
I'll second.
second by Severs. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Need a motion and a second to approve resolution 2025 to 2026-20, accepting a donation of $500 from Northwestern Minnesota Manufacturing Association for the welding program.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Kay Johnson,
I'll second.
second by Sonstegard. Any discussion on that one?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. I need a motion and a second to approve resolution 2025-2026-21, accepting a donation of $560 from Thompson Farms for the welding program.
Full motion.
Sonstigaard makes a motion.
Second.
Second by B. Johnson. Any discussion? Thank you.
Thanks, Thompson Farms.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. All right. Need a motion and a second to approve the appointment of Christine Dory as special ed teacher.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Kay Johnson,
I'll second.
second by Sonstegard. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Need a motion and a second to approve the non-renewal of teacher Michaela Broch.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Severs,
Second.
second by B. Johnson.
Is that gonna be a roll call?
Any discussion? Okay, Jerem Hack, aye. Craig Severs,
Aye.
Robin Sonstegard,
Aye.
Kayla Johnson,
Aye.
Boyd Johnson,
Aye.
motion passes. And that would be all,
No,
We removed that because it
we
was.
removed it.
we don't need that one.
Okay, we are going to adjourn at 6:56.